We are going to crochet the angry pig's eyes. Hold the yarn, working into a magic ring. Wrap the yarn around your little finger. Then bring it to the middle of your index and middle finger. Keep about 30 cm yarn tail for sewing. Make a loop around your middle finger. Pinch the intersection of the loop. Insert a hook into the loop on your middle finger. Hook the yarn. Yarn round hook, pull the yarn through the loop on the hook. Then work a chain. Yarn round hook. Pull the yarn through the loop on the hook. The chain is done. The magic ring is done. In round 1, we need to work 8 single crochets. Insert the hook into the magic ring. Hook the yarn, pull out a loop through the magic ring. There are 2 loops on the hook. Yarn round hook, pull the yarn through both loops on the hook. The first single crochet is done. Place a marker in the first stitch. The V shape on the side is a stitch. Work the second single crochet, insert the hook into the magic ring. There are 2 loops on the hook. Pull the yarn through both loops on the hook. The second single crochet is done. There are 2 V's on the side. 1 V is 1 stitch. Continue to crochet. The 8th single crochet. Pull the yarn through the loop on the hook. Yarn round hook, pull the yarn through both loops on the hook. 8 single crochets are done. Pull the yarn tail to tighten the loop. We are working in a spiral, so we don't need to make slip stitch to join the round. Start round 2 in the first stitch. In round 2 were 8 increases. Increase means working 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Remove the marker. Insert the hook into the first stitch. Put the yarn tail on the hook to conceal it while crocheting. Pull the yarn through the first stitch. One single crochet is done. Place a marker in the first stitch. It is important to use a marker to denote the start of every round when we are working spiral. Then work the other single crochet in the same stitch. We've worked 2 single crochet in the first stitch. 1 increase is done. The second increase. Insert a hook into the next stitch. Increase means working 2 single crochets in the same stitch. The second increase is done. The third increase is done. Continue to work increase until 8 increases are all done. Round 2 is completed. In round 3 and 4, work 16 single crochet per round. Place a marker in the first stitch. Then work single crochets. Round 4 is completed. Turn the fabric over. Hook the yarn tail to the outside. In round 5, we need to work a set of 2 single crochet, 1 decrease for 4 times. The first set. First, work 2 single crochets. Insert a hook into the first stitch. Then work 1 decrease. Decrease is to combine 2 stitches into 1 stitch. 1 decrease needs to pick the front loop of 2 adjacent stitches separately. This is 1 stitch. You only need to pick front loop while working a decrease. Pick the front loop of 2 adjacent stitches separately. Insert a hook through the front loop of 2 adjacent stitches. There are 3 loops on the hook. Hook the yarn, pull out a loop through the 2 front loops on the hook. Yarn round hook, pull the yarn through both loops on the hook. 1 decrease is done. The first set is completed. Let me show you again. First, work 2 single crochets. Pick the front loop of 2 adjacent stitches separately. Hook the yarn, pull out a loop through the 2 front loops on the hook. Yarn round hook, pull the yarn through both loops on the hook. 1 decrease is done. Repeat the set until round 5 is completed. The last set. First, work 2 single crochets. Then work 1 decrease. In round 6, we need to work a set of 1 single crochet, 1 decrease for 4 times. The first set, work 1 single crochet first. Then work 1 decrease. The first set is done. The second set. The second set is done. Repeat the set until 4 sets are all finished. The last set is done. Round 6 is completed. Pull up the loop. Use a tapestry needle to pick the front loop of the 8 stitches to close the ring. Then pull the yarn hard. Pass the needle through the middle. Pass the needle back and through the eyes to fix the yarn tail. Crochet the other eyes in the same way. Now we are going to work the angry pig's mouth. Wrap the yarn around your little finger. Then pass it through the middle of your index and middle finger. Pinch the yarn with your thumb and middle finger. Make a slip knot first. In round 1, work 6 chain stitches first. Yarn round hook. Pull the yarn through the loop on the hook. 1 chain is done. 6 chains are done. Turn the fabric over. Start crocheting from the penultimate chain. Skip the last chain. Pick the front loop of the penultimate chain, like this. We need to work a set of 1 increase 1 single crochet for 2 times. Here, increase means working 2 single crochets in the same half loop. The first single crochet is done. Place a marker in the stitch. Such a V shape on the side is 1 stitch. Then, work the other single crochet in the same stitch. One increase is done. Work 1 single crochet in the next half loop. One set is done. The second set. Insert the hook into the next half loop. Work 1 increase. Insert the hook into the next half loop. Work 1 single crochet. Pick half loop of the last chain. Work 1 increase. Turn the fabric over. Then pick the half loops of the opposite side and work 4 single crochets. Insert the hook into the next half loop. Four single crochets are done. We are working in a spiral, so we don't need to work slip stitch to join the round. Start crocheting round 2 in the first stitch. First, work 3 single crochets in 1 stitch. Insert a hook into the first stitch. One single crochet is done. Place a marker on the first stitch. Three single crochets are done. Then, work 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches. Work 2 increases. One increase is done. Two increases are done. Then, work 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches. Work 3 single crochets in the next stitch. Then work 4 single crochets. Four single crochets are done. Now work a slip stitch. Pull the yarn through the first stitch. There are 2 loops on the hook. Pull the first loop through the second loop. One slip stitch is done. Pull out a loop. Now we count to the end. Pass the needle through the next stitch. Then pass it through the half loop of the last stitch. Conceal the yarn tail in the back. Conceal the other yarn in the back. Sew up the eyes. Sew the first round of the eyes with the body. Place the 2 eyes close. You can adjust the position according to your own situation. Sew 1 stitch on the body. Then sew the first round of the eyes. Pass the needle through the opposite side. Sew 1 stitch on the body and then the eyes. Adjust the eye's position while crocheting to make it symmetric. After sewing up the eyes, pass the yarn tail back and through the eyes to fasten the yarn tail. Insert the black eyeballs into the fabric. Find the suitable position first, then pick it with the needle to make it larger. Place the lower part above the gradient color. Place it in the middle. Next, sew the angry pig's nose. Pin the nose first. Pass the needle through here. Keep a length of the yarn outside. Pass the needle through the first hole. Then tie 2 knots. The angry pig is done.